All right, greetings everyone. So in this video, we're going to solve two examples of literal equations. A literal equation is very simply an equation that has multiple variables. So a perimeter formula is a great example of a literal equation. It is P equals 2L plus 2W, L and W being width and length of a rectangle, and P being the perimeter. So if we want to solve this for W, because that's what it's asking us to do here, solve for W. W is over here, and when we treat these letters, we're just going to treat them as numbers, except for W. That's going to be the one we focus on, and that becomes our variable. So as always, I want to figure out what order things happen to my variable W. W right now is multiplied by 2 first, because I know it's closest to it. Order of operations, I would do those two. And then we're adding it on to 2L, and that's giving us our perimeter. So the very first thing I want to get rid of is this pesky 2L. I want W by itself, and this 2L is in the way. We need to get rid of it. It's tempting to maybe divide by 2, but if I do that, I've got to divide everything by 2. And I don't want to do that. It's going to get a little messy, and it's going to leave the L there. I want the 2L to both go away. It's a positive 2L right now, so I know that if I subtract 2L, it'll get rid of it. And anything I do on one side, I have to do on the other side to keep the equation balanced. So the 2L is going to cancel out. 2L minus 2L is 0. I'm going to bring down my 2W, bring down my equals, and P minus 2L, they really don't combine at all. They're not like terms, so I can't subtract them. I just have to leave them as an expression. So I'm going to bring down P minus 2L. That is the equation as it currently stands. I'm getting there. I want W by itself. It's almost by itself, but I know anytime I see a number and a variable, there's multiplication hidden in there. Since it's being multiplied by 2, we are going to divide by 2. And I have to do that on both sides. This entire left side gets divided by 2. My 2's are going to cancel. My W can come down. And unfortunately on the left, there really isn't much more you can do. That's kind of the way it's going to be. It's tempting to maybe think about canceling the 2's, but unfortunately, since I have a subtraction problem up here, it doesn't cancel that way. I'm going to have to bring down the whole thing. So P minus 2L divided by 2 equals W. That is how this problem will end. I know it's solved because W is by itself and everything else is over here on the other side. So that looks perfect. We're going to take a look at one more example for this part, and then I'll do another 2 examples in part 2. So next example we're going to take a look at is our Celsius and Fahrenheit conversion formula. If I know the degrees in Celsius, I would plug them in for F, subtract 32, multiply by 5, divide by 9, and that would give me my degrees in Celsius. So when we're solving this, if I want F by itself, as you just kind of saw, the first thing happening to F is minus 32. Then it gets multiplied by 5 and divided by 9. So if I want to work backwards, we have to undo this divided by 9 first. Opposite of dividing by 9 is multiplying by 9, so we're going to do times 9, and we're going to do that to both sides. The 9 is going to cancel with the 9 on bottom. The reason is this is really 9 over 1, and I know we can cross-cancel when multiplying, so my 2 9's are going to cancel out. On the right side, what's going to come down is my 5 times, in parentheses, F minus 32. On the right side, 9 times C, well, that's just 9C, so that's going to come down just like that. Now I want to get rid of this 5. Since it's being multiplied, I want to divide. And as always, I divide both sides by 5 because I want to keep that equation balanced. My 2 5's are going to cancel. What comes down on the right is the F minus 32. We no longer need the parentheses because the 5 isn't there anymore. And again, on the left, there really isn't much more I can do. 9C divided by 5 comes down just as is. Our last step here is I've got to get rid of that minus 32. Opposite of that would be, of course, adding 32. We do that to both sides. The 32's both cancel, and what ends up coming down is my F on the right. And over here, again, 9C divided by 5 plus 32. They're not like terms. Nothing I can do to combine them. They just come down as a addition problem. And that is where this problem ends. I know we're done because we have F solved for. It's over here on the right by itself, and we are good. Okay, I'm going to end this video now, and we'll do 2 more examples in part 2.